Hi, my name is Gordie Brown. I was born and raised in Montreal, Canada, and now I'm an impressionist entertainer performing on the Las Vegas Strip at the Venetian Hotel. You know, my idea of perfect happiness is, I was a big fan of Elvis Presley, and I think if I got to hang out with him, you know, before he passed away, that would be really cool. Right, Elvis? I think it'd be cool, too. I'm not sure how I really feel about it, but just for the sake of camera, it'll be fun. Would be if I were in some sort of terrible accident and lose a part of my body, like an eye or something, and have to spend the rest of my life doing Sammy Davis impressions going, "Hey, pass me the ball, babe." Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get letters. I think I'm gonna get letters. You know who I admire is a Canadian, Rich Little. There's a man who started this craft of impressions, I believe, and honed it to the point where someone like myself can come along and the audiences already know what to expect. Here's a guy who's opened many, many doors for people like myself to pretty much, if not walk through, certainly head in that direction, you know. The characteristic that, you know, I always got to remember to be grounded. I don't want to get a large head like, you know, like Arnold. I have a large head, let's face it, and some you can't see from the camera angle. What I dislike in others, people that are so full of themselves that it's all about them. I mean, I love Donald Trump, but let's face it, when I do the Trumpster, I feel it's always about me. Hey, my wife had my baby. We live in my house, and I pay the mortgage. Thank you, if there is one. Thank you, Donald Trump, I'm out. I suppose I have some compulsions, you know, that I have to simmer down at times. I'm obsessive about women. I like women. I married one, but I look at others. And in this business, if they don't have money and they suddenly get a bunch of money, they sometimes don't know how to handle it. And those are the sad cases, you know. I'm not going to name names, but I think we're already aware of who they are. And that, for me, I'll keep my guard up for that and make sure that I don't go down that path. When I think about despair and the lowest depths of it, I actually want nothing to do with it. You know, this world today is going through a lot of changes. Maybe we got to go through a lot of bad to make it good again. We have a lot to endure with what's going on right now, and the more I think about that, the more depressed I get. So I'm gonna not think about that now. Putting all these characters together in some sort of form, not too organized. They're fun when they just start popping, just coming out and being in their personalities. At times it's not that much of an achievement, actually. My wife doesn't care for it much. You know, she gets to make love to a different man every night. Yeah, Clint Eastwood, good. Shandling showing up, wow, turn off the light and don't talk anymore. The life-changing moment for me happened when I was about 15 years old. I was in high school. I was in a play. The play was The Sound of Music, and I was the lead. Our opening night was just terrific. When I heard that audience applause, and when I heard that audience laughter, even though it was a sad story, it was something that just grabbed a hold of me, that I knew this is something I needed to do for the rest of my life. It certainly got me on the right path that led me to where I am today. I think along the way, there were things that had happened to me, but they all fed that same road. Everything that happened led me along that road, being inspired by Elvis Presley at the time that I was, to this day that I am, being inspired by Paul Anka, being inspired by Rich Little. And here I am at the Venetian, using all those skills that they've inspired me to have. I'm using them all on stage, night after night here. A historical political figure that I admire would probably be Ronald Reagan. You know, when I was a political cartoonist, his voice would enter my head at times, and I ended up being Gordie's favorite. I felt it. I felt it in my heart, in my mind, and well, in my soul. You know what, if I can wake up and know that my job is still there waiting for me, and my family still loves me, that's great. I don't know why I'm laughing. Well, obviously, I feel secure having a job. I don't mean to ever be cocky with that. I'm very honored. I'm grateful with that. I think my mind is set in that I'm very honored that I have the greatest job in the world, playing here at the Venetian. I hope if I get to come back again, I get to come back with all my characters. They're like friends to me, and they help me get through all the tough times, and they offer so much freedom to be creative. I like my friends. You know, my most treasured possession personally is Elvis Presley's ring that I bought. He had worn this in 1970, 71, 72, before I went, and it's a ring that Gordie got at an auction, and it was very fortunate that the guy had the right money to buy it. I'm really glad that it's gone to him, because he's a kid that admires my career and everything like that, and I'll just let him wear it. If I want it back, I'll go into his world and I'll say, hey, give me the ring, man, give me the ring. Every character that I do requires research, but different research for different characters. Some voices are strong enough alone to just practice the voice. Some it's faces, they've got a lot to offer. Different faces like Gary Shandling, De Niro, Clint Eastwood, Tom Cruise. You know, and nobody yet wants to hear what Tom Cruise has to say lately, so I don't have to learn the voice. So different things for different people. Obviously, to learn faces, a mirror comes in handy. Tape recorder for the voice and records for singers, so it's just stuff like that. At one point in my life, I lived in Ottawa. I ended up being the political cartoonist for the Ottawa Sunday Herald. During that time, they entered me in a contest, and a few other co-workers. That was me on stage doing an impression of Michael Jackson. So I did this impression of Michael Jackson. I'd won this contest. Next year, they entered me again, and I did an impression of someone else, and I had won. And then I saw Rich Little's show, and I saw, why not do more than 2 impressions? So the career just changed, you know? I was doing my night gig as a performer, my day gig as a political cartoonist. There was a point where it had to just be one or the other, and I feel I made the right choice. My motto is to live your dream. Go after your dreams, whatever it is. Do whatever it takes to make it happen. You will see that if you do that, it will happen.
You want answers? You want answers? I want to be able to get my left hand down from my head, and you want answers?